Welcome back. Today we will be measuring the rate of photosynthesis and putting this knowledge to practical use.
We all know that plants grow better in spring and summer. This is partly due to longer periods of sunshine and generally warmer weather. Because of this, we are going to look at the effects of light intensity and temperature on photosynthesis.
Take a look at this apparatus. It has been designed to measure the rate of photosynthesis in relation to light intensity. We are able to carefully manage all of the other factors so that the only thing we will change is light intensity.
The rate of photosynthesis is calculated by looking at how quickly oxygen bubbles are generated. Light intensity is altered by moving the light source closer to or further away from the plant.
We have also used a heat shield, in this case a volume of water, to prevent heat affecting the experiment. After all, the light bulb is producing heat, and the closer the bulb is, the warmer it's going to get. And right now, we just want to deal with light intensity.
The result shows that light intensity has a positive effect. The greater the intensity, the greater the rate of photosynthesis.
All other factors being equal.
Now let's look at temperature.
We can use an almost identical apparatus, but this time we can control temperature by placing it in a warm water bath. Then we can measure the rate of photosynthesis and plot it against temperature.
You can see that an increase in temperature leads to an increase in photosynthesis until it gets too hot. Enzymes will stop working, cell walls will start to rupture, and eventually your plant will get cooked. Each plant will have an optimum temperature.
Meanwhile, at the lower end of the scale, photosynthesis will slow right down until it stops. Plants don't function well at very low temperatures, and when water freezes, the cell walls will rupture again and the plant will die.
Each plant has a preferred temperature range. This is why we see that some plants are suited to temperate environments and some plants are suited to tropical conditions.
We have now looked at how we can manage the rate of photosynthesis. We can use this skill in a commercial setting.
Imagine you are a farmer growing strawberries in a massive greenhouse or vegetables in long polytunnels. You want to maximise your crop and grow as much fruit or veg as quickly as possible, especially when it comes to strawberries. The first ones of the season always seem to be more expensive.
As a farmer, you know exactly what factors affect photosynthesis, and you need to create the right balance to get optimum growth. The problem is this. From one day to the next, you do not know what the temperature will be or how much sunlight you will get. You need to be able to control your own ecosystem.
This is what you can do. Water. That's easy. Turn on a tap and irrigate the roots. Or you can use overhead misters. Light. That's easy too. Turn on a light every time the sun goes behind the cloud. Minerals. Also easy. Just use fertiliser. Organic fertilisers are much better than chemical fertilisers. Chlorophyll? You do that indirectly by making sure that the plants have enough minerals through fertilisers. Heat. That's interesting. You could use internal heating in your greenhouses. Farmers use paraffin heaters. They have the added bonus of producing extra CO2. That was going to be my next question. But they can produce water vapour, which can lead to mildew. Also, if the paraffin is impure, it can produce SO2. This will mix with the water vapour in the air to produce acid rain. This will stop photosynthesis. You could blow the SO2 out of the greenhouse, but then you would lose heat and water vapour. This is a bad idea. So what you're saying is that growing plants in a greenhouse seems quite simple, but it's actually quite complicated. Exactly. That's why farmers with big greenhouses and polytunnels use computerised systems to monitor the factors and make up for any deficiencies. Remember when we were in the vineyard, I asked if there was a problem with having too many plants? You said there was, and you also said you would tell me. Yes, it's all to do with too many chemical fertilisers. When there is too much chemical fertilisers on a field, the excess runs off into the waterways, causing lots of algae and pondweed to grow. This is harmful for organisms inside and around the river. We will look at this later on when we look at ecosystems. This is Science Rocks.